Who needs city life when you can have jail life?
Yes, he's wearing a stupid disguise.
Ever felt so trapped city living you consider moving into a literal prison? Well, welcome to Zillow Gone Wild, where escaping gentrification means trading your apartment for a cell. Let's move to the jailhouse together. As of August 2023, Zillow Gone Wild has 1.8 million followers on Instagram. It is currently sitting at 540,000 followers. So this morning, as I go on Twitter, also known as X, for a post that said and read, "New jailhouse just dropped. A 5-bedroom, 1-bath, sits on 0.66 acres. What a unique listing." Here are the facts, though. Rapid gentrification is pushing out residents from major cities. The irony here is just too delicious. Escaping city living by moving into an actual prison. But it does get controversial when we start talking about moving into prisons to actually escape city living costs. But hey, if you move into this prison, at least you won't have to worry about noisy neighbors. But hey, escape city living in literal jail. We'll be taking you through some of these wild listings with screenshots straight from Twitter. We have a cottage industry of social media accounts dedicated solely to highlighting obscure Zillow listings. I just love the idea of the real estate agent who's going to have to tour that millennial family that sees it on Zillow Gone Wild and bring them to the actual literal jailhouse, and like seeing the realtor get taken for a ride by the person who's like looking for the house but then never wants to actually buy it. But you know, the thing is, the fucked up part is that somebody's actually gonna buy it. Like, there's no way this is gonna sit on the market for super long. Welcome. Hi. Hey. Welcome to my 2-viewer YouTube channel, where you're number 2. Gentrification has gotten so bad, folks are now saying, hey, maybe prison isn't so bad after all. So Zillow Gone Wild is a social media account that has gained popularity basically by just highlighting the most obscure and unique home listings on Zillow. Would you move to a jailhouse? Are you ready to move to a jailhouse? I think the irony of escaping the prison of city living by moving into a literal jailhouse is amazing. And why this has gained such a large following, social media platforms are influencing trends and perceptions about housing. And the affordability crisis is making it difficult for many people to own homes in urban areas despite working their entire lives in their careers, leading them to consider and fantasize about these unconventional housing options. So while this may come across as a joke, it is in fact real. And true enough, we've gone so far from being able to afford living in actual cities that we've resorted to literally moving into prisons. Why not just move to real prison? I can't wait to show my family my jailhouse. Dude, my jailhouse is so sick. I want this jail. I want to live in this jail. God, I can't wait to wake up and go to the quarters and get my slop. In 2020, nearly half of all renter households were cost burdened, spending more than 30% of their income on rent. The typical amount that you allocate to your rent that is recommended is about 30%. However, because of the state of the economy, that is unattainable for most. Now, of course, the most infuriating part is that gentrification is actually pushing out residents from major cities, leading them to consider these unconventional housing options that are presented by Zillow Gone Wild. The affordability crisis is making it difficult for many people to actually own homes in urban areas. And social media continues to influence trends and perceptions about housing. And what Zillow Gone Wild shows us is the absurdity of considering a prison as an affordable housing option due to gentrification has become more and more real every single day. In fact, in 2020, a former jailhouse in Missouri was listed for sale at $350,000 which is less than the median price of an apartment in New York City. If I'm honest with you, I'm a huge fan of Zillow Gone Wild, and I regularly love looking at it. This post stuck out to me because it really highlights the absurdity of living in a literal jailhouse, which is, kind of the reverse psychology of how we already feel living in major cities. Can you relate to the struggle of finding affordable housing in your city? Can you relate to the idea of finding a literal jailhouse to move to because you can't afford to live in your city? I'm ready to go to prison. Do you have your bags packed?